Longs to try and grab some aggro. Refreshes puffing up his chest towards mid. Would you be spotting deep down mid on your lonesome? Probably not, and that's exactly what he wants Team Liquid to assume here.
Yeah, it's a process of elimination as always. Refresh, look at this, he's so active. He wants them to really be warded off of mid, but they're not buying it. Elysian Nitro starting an adventure of their own. Yakinda to linger. And a three-man setup of this second component of Banana. Yakinda will be scouting it out. It's about...
They're pushing.
Oh, when the aggression comes in, Yakinda's been waiting for this. Should get run down. Launch with a big find. And now, well, that's surely going to force a rotate. Yeah, the knee-jerk reaction is try and find Refresh. Oh, OC wins the duel. A-site open for business. And Stare with one back. Finishes the job. Refresh started. A four-man versus three retake of this A-site.
Two flashes here on Stare to make this possible. They're going to come around the short side here. The flashes to enable these fights towards Pit.
No rush kit available for now on the back of Stare. Going through the apartments for a deep clear. It's Pit to be cleared. Graveyard a problem as well. Liquid have established their crossfires, but can they strike first? These are the flashes you were talking about. Nitro ahead of him. Big find. Dancing now. Naf takes an engagement successfully, and Team Liquid overcoming the number disadvantage. Zyphon and Stare scratching their heads, not allowed into the site. Zyphon giving it a good go. It's a leash though. On the Glock, leaves Stare alone and indeed contemplating his decisions. Ooh, nothing to be celebrated for Sprout.
Well, you heard in the interview with Yakinda before, this matchup was about focus. Let's hope that Liquid are dialed in now, because Sprout, they're no slouches here. I know they're young faces, maybe faces that you're not too familiar with, but they're names that have definitely garnered a lot of traction in recent time. Good shot here from the leash.
Slacks posted up early, doing the job. We saw Refresh posting up on the USP. Jiggles from OC. Got to be careful though. Bomb is on his back. Can't be taking any extra flak, and he is considering it. That's a big opener as well. Jumping, plucked out of the half wall.
Against the Mag 7 as well. Oh, there's another one. Slacks falls here. So towards A, they'll trundle.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, well, with a Deagle headshot on Nav, trying to disrespect the smoke. Respect is gained only for a moment. Elish, perfect pre-aim, and he's just walking in. Refreshes next. Two. Scratched off of the game, and now Lonks with nothing. Absolutely no options ahead of him. Just going to sit and watch as the round does transpire.
Yeah, it looks like Liquid are at least a little bit more decisive in some of their maneuvers here. Just the way that they're walking out, taking those duels. Yakinda in the corner off Lonks here towards Banana. Won't push too much. Yeah, it looks 17 years of age here. Back 7 in hand. The first shot will land. The Deagle, not too bad either. The headshot there into Yakinda. You might be able to save this here. You don't want to offer too much more up if you are Liquid. You've lost two individuals, and maybe you'll call it a day. You know he's contained towards this B bomb site. Yeah,
there's probably a lot of 17-year-olds watching the games today. Never mind wearing a jersey in front of thousands of Brazilian fans.
They're still coming.
At the top 16 of Counter-Strike's major. Certainly something to be celebrated, an accolade he can be proud of, but let's see if they can push any further. They're up against Team Liquid as well. Not necessarily an easy scalp to take, although it did look easy for their first opponent. Question is do Liquid...
I'm on the default, so Nap aware of that and expecting to linger like this. Refresh catches the timing, spamming, not on my watch.
Yeah, Nap feeling a bit foolish after that one, a fully unloaded mag as he goes down on bridge.
But that incendiary enabled that play, right? So those details something Liquid is going to have to keep in mind, but don't worry, if Yakinda's finding you through a smoke, Stare, dead.
Yeah, he's going to be staring at his screen in frustration. Suddenly, immediately, equalized. Yakinda blind, still finds it. Leech with the pressure, smoke. He will lock off Slax's info.
Oh, gap in that.
Yeah, he's ahead of this. Watch out, it's all on Lonks. Does pass the test. Nitro to trade, needs it, does deliver, and maintains control of this B site now. Calling it clear, calling it clear! As he takes down Slacks, clean through the smoke, takes a leap straight out of Yakinda's book. Two frag through smokes, round done.
Yeah, and you check this out. Elish hasn't moved. He's still in the chicken pit. So in terms of any pressure on Banana, they can start piecing this together. Might be the save. And Elish is starting to search and punish here before they can hold on to these goodies. Refresh towards long.
I mean, how do you hype the boys up after a round loss like this one? It's a first gunny. You've just taken 3 on the chin, and you end up getting shot through the smoke cleanly on 2 of your boys.
Oh, Elish might catch him here.
Yeah, Refresh. An interesting storyline, taking that leadership burden after departing Heroic, something that I think is definitely an interesting project.
This volley's going to land here, Alex. He's going to flush him wide. He's going to have to take the fight. He's going to have to take the fight.
It's perfect. And he does go down. Elish farming the indomitable Elish as it currently stands. Immortal 9 in Counter-Strike of, those talent scouts showing up to every college game with his notebook and his video camera. He's watching you as you start your career and then just handing you that olive branch to launch it.
Yeah, and some of the keys with this is it's not messing about, right? Like, Stare, Astralis wanted him.
Right.
That ain't happening. Sprout aren't giving him over here. Lonks was apparently on the list for Ence, right? We're talking about a Spinks replacement here. So these names with big rosters knocking at the door, they've kept it together.
Let's see how Stare and Lonks handle this. I mean, this looks like Liquid just going to go through the motions. And that was the duel you got given. Bit messy. Happy to provide, though, is Yakinda. And stopping. Doesn't lay down the law. It's Nitro instead that puts Stare on the floor, and that is another round ascribed to Liquid. This is where you do, you know, that conversation continues. It is a best of one, and yes, those smoke kills suck, and you can't necessarily do too much about it, but when it's T rounds on Inferno, best of one, Sprout really are going to start feeling the frustrations bubbling over if Liquid get even close to the 6 or 7 mark.
Yeah, everything is stacked against them here, right? I think it's fantastic this team was able to get straight through the Legend stage. I like what Alan said. They're definitely of the caliber to be here at the Major, but maybe the Legend stage was due to the draw, right? But they had some fantastic matches over there during the RMR, so you can't take anything away from them, and we definitely will not. Zyphon is maybe a name that people are a bit more familiar with that time within the Copenhagen Flames. So there's links back to teams that people may remember, but this is just a completely new complexion and maybe another one of these for the future. But 0-5 down. Remember, first stage
the survival, it's well placed. Will linger within it. Aggression this time. From pushing in his Stare, refresh supports. And Sprout will have deep banana control. This is a change. We haven't seen this before. Liquid now, perhaps. And a little bit of a downward spiral in this round. How do you recover? Man disadvantage. Loss of control of the crucial part of the map. Stare does look to concede it upon the smoke fade, though.
But they understand how much utility was used just to get this control. If they can push Stare back out of banana, you can execute towards B, and there's not a whole lot of crowd control utility available here. 4 players cheating over towards A for Sprout during all of this, but Liquid don't want a bar of it. They are reading the situation very well, and they flush this out. So Refresh looks like he'll be the individual in swing to back Stare up, the countryman on the other side of the server.
Decent nade.
And back to A they go. So the pendulum swinging, they force the rotation. Lonks towards Trash. Slacks and Zyphon to crossfire on the side.
It's Lonks. Has a little glance and loses his head for it. Quick punishment and no trade potential. Slacks and Zyphon now quaking in their boots. 20 seconds though, if you can disrupt, if you can hit a crazy shot or two, this could be the first round for Sprout. They need it. Need it badly. Recovered beautifully by Liquid. Already it's Zyphon. That's the disruption. Does go down. Time sensitive. That Slacks just needs to live. Just needs to live. 5, 4, and the damage is done. Sprout taking
down mid.
Oh, I love this. Refresh. He's called himself into an aggressive stance. Not ready. Not ready for that. Look at the damage. Nearly 200 points of damage inflicted in the spray. Nitro and Yakinda, they got missing limbs.
I don't know they're low, but just how low is the real question here. That's Refresh, one of the A defenders down. But that type of maneuver, I was watching back in some of the demos, they've run that one before, so have Liquid done their homework? More posturing towards A, but Lonks and Stare, those B defenders, are both in the apartments, and right now everybody from Liquid is in banana.
It's very dynamic. No, if they're considering a boost, it would have to be now. Now. As in already they're at top banana, we should probably get the AWP established kind of vibe. Oh dear, Molly arrives, Slacks in reposition, still Zyphon. Boosted up and successful on the first. Slacks connects as well. This is a perfect 1-2 punch of the defense. Zyphon now playing for time. Plays for the rotate, 2 frags to the good. The man advantage, Naf goes hunting, finds it.
Both banana.
And looking to recover. Well played smoke, it's perfect. They have retake utility. Lonks looks like he wants to just jump straight through. A well-placed nade could end Yakinda. HE on Stare.
They're executing on them here.
Full execute. Naf surely going to be Molotov'd out of position. Emo as well. He's going to have to stand in the open. What is the solution? The Molly may have missed. Oh, Nav's behind the new box. He can play the point man. Distract for that low HP of Yakinda. Nade, good on the money. Nav healthy. Only one now. Lonks forced to watch and Stare does not have the time for this. He needs it now. Yakinda, well-trained resistance. Futile.
So much damage done. Nitro, Yakinda, OC all tickled up early.
Didn't stop him before though, Shad. We saw Liquid with so much damage dealt and already, yeah, poking their nose.
You could just stand here. You could just literally say gun out.
Oh, Shadow out. Elige aware. Stare. Hesitant. And they're coming his way. Easy find on the first. No trade immediately. Does need to get the hell out of dodge. Wide! Super wide out of refresh. And at least traded by the nade. Stare to reposition. Nav still in their apartment. Zyphon underneath that balk. It's all about the timing in this 4 versus 3. An underhand smoke will completely deny the access from Library. It siphons the power position. And first OC clears it out, problem solved, site open. Ooh, a bit of a punishment stare. Finishes what he started earlier in the round with a M4 through smoke.
Yeah, this is the type of round Sprout have to win here. Number advantage retake scenario, 2 smokes, defuse kit. The biggest issue is Slax's AWP, but OC and NaV, they can win this.
NaV, will he be cleared? Will he be checked? Timing is everything. Slax might take a cursory glance, but it doesn't look like he has. Pin has been pulled. NaV, Spidey senses tingling. Right behind them both, and the round reaches its conclusion. The blink of an eye, 3 frags in the feed, and yet another one just slips out of Sprout's hands.
Yeah, and I was going to credit them on the pistol. They actually cleared out Boiler and Halls on the pistol somewhat as part
of a CT side Inferno run. Yukinda, lots of bodies in front of him, hard adjustment and well handled. Stare draws blood, OC quick on the AWP. Charging, Elige actually front of the pack, he's looking for Longs. No, he's there, confirmed by the smoke. Tucked in and up and over, down and out. Every defender of the B site meets a Liquid rifle. Slacks to rotate through, nothing more than an unarmored P250. And scared of those smokes, I would be too. Throws a couple of bullets of his own to no avail. Refresh looking to save his armor and his bibblies.
There was no right option there for Slacks, but if he just wanted to hang around for a cheeky kill, he's now alerted them to his presence. He doesn't have a teammate that's close enough to contribute to any of this action here, so can he save a gun? Can he get a kill? At this point, it doesn't really matter. Double digits secured. I think he wants to drop the smoke to get away here. They're holding him at bay for now. But this is great from Liquid. How the day started to how things are going is a very positive sign for them here at this major. Elige starting to search forward, and if he doesn't clear his corners, yeah, he will be giving up an AK-47. The question is, can he hold on to it?
No. Oh, okay. A little bit of taste. Oh, okay. No one has smokes in this game, I think, actually. I've seen more of these in what's been 11 rounds of play than we have at the tournament so far.
Yeah, it's nice for OC there to get away with that. Hold on to the AWP, 6 points of health remaining, so very fortunate. I'm really now punishing the fact that they have to play heavy towards B. If they want to do an apps explode or at least look for a 1vx scenario, in this case it's 3 coming Zyphon's way.
Such a gift Yukinda is. He can just do it on his own. Wow, Zyphon, I love this angle, but how far would it get him? Oh, absolutely nowhere.
Round over.
NaV knocks him off the balcony, already dipped into pit. Refresh is screaming for aid. Would love to be able to at least hold on to his life. And yeah, I mean, but it's such a horrible feeling when you're already in such a pit. You have to try and find a way in, but 1 frag really enough to condemn you to a save? The answer is yes, and I say that. Yukinda may not be too happy about 4 people saving their rifles. It may be in his interest. A couple.
They're being noisy as well. Yeah, they're in quicksand right now. Right, no matter what they do, they can either go for it or they can sit here and try and save, but they're going to struggle their way into a deeper hole. If Yukinda goes down to the AWP, okay, well now they know the AWP's there as well, so look at the pack of hungry dogs. NaV, OC going to join the tail in Banana.
Oh, they're going to execute and try and punish as much of Sprout's save as possible. This could hurt. You're already losing the round. Now you could lose your weapons as well. Liquid trying to twist that knife. The barbed arrowhead ripped out. Take it all with you. On the way in now. Good from Stare. Takes down Elige. Still Longs relieved of his rifle. 3 to save, and the final answer given. 12-1 the score. I jiggle when I walk too. There's Refresh. On to Elige.
You can see they're getting cheeky with it now, hoping to exploit some gaps here.
It's still not the end of the world though. Sprout, this is compulsory. Long's still alive, which does certainly fill us with a little hope.
They can execute again, but I don't think Yukinda will. I think he's going to try and go contact here.
Yukinda's flight path is always interesting to observe. We'll see how he goes through motions. Just as that smoke balloon from the CTs, it actually covers his movement. Oh, it's so cheeky. He hasn't made any noise. Now it spreads. Yeah, but he gets his molly down. He forces the hand into the side. Refresh uses his hand to slap Yukinda out of it, the round. OC desperate to plant the flank as well from NaV is interesting. Up speedway should be uncontested on the plant. Stare unawares as well. Zyphon leaving A late. OC and NaV looking to piece together the 13th round. It's all about timing for NaFly. From the back. Oh, and he's got info. Screaming, likely Coffin's exit. NaV has locked the door behind them. And the Canadian sneaking on in. It's all about OC survival as well. Plays the back box. NaVi is going to be cruel if he whips out his knife, trying to speed up the pace. A quick catch. OC to be hunt down now. This is when NaVi should activate, and he doesn't need to as OC hits a second. One-on-one established off the nade. Zypher, no idea. 13. Punished accordingly. That's a fine. That's a fine from Zypher. His Glock is sharp, and it puts NaVi into dire straits. He's got to get his ass over to B, or does he? We'll find out. He's second-guessing it himself. Refresh, well aware that the last was seen on A, open runway. To get that bomb down on B. Stare to housekeep banana.
A lot of ground to cover here for NaVi on the jump spot. He might get some info. Ooh, looking the wrong way. So I think that's gone one way.
Yeah, he's got out of there. Stare would rather take the duel as a duo. NaVi, 12 bullets. Can they connect into those two heads? Look at this firing squad. Trying to take the duel in unison. Make it impossible as NaVi. Oh no! They weren't ready for that. Second orange is to be cleared over the head. It's a refresh. Screws their head back on tight. Good God. Who is this brave soldier? Okay, well, respect to Slacks. He's having a couple of pot shots into the scout, and there has been a casualty elsewhere. Yakinda.
A big casualty. He had an M4 dropped across to him, which he's wielded to no success. Elige has scooped it up. So carrying that now back over towards A. This is the wrong call.
Nitro does have a smoke, so best case scenario, he throws it out upon first contact. Oh, they might just run. They might just run. No time for fun and games with your smoke deployed. He needs to get it out now and hope for the rotate through. He's managed to scavenge another one, but they are not respecting that. Refresh looking for answers. Nitro with the opportunity. Ahead and looking the wrong way was Refresh. 2 to the body, center of mass, and 1 HP to spare.
Well, the remaining 3 members of Liquid will do their best to save here. Even though OC's poking around, holding on to this M4 is key. There is a bit of a issue here of Zypher, who's been able to slink his way up in towards the A side. So if OC does dip back, likely to see him falter and fall, but this M4 on Elige will stay in play most likely.
I mean, I know it's early days, but there is one framing we haven't considered.
A Liquid choke?
No. Well, sure, but but Liquid's CT side performance on Inferno was not a fluke.
That's okay. All right.
You know, I'm just going to put the angle out there. We can come back to it. But woof, what if their CT side was not a one-trick pony? What if it happens again? They've got the world in their hands at this point with a 13-2 half. Admittedly now a lost piss of the Galil. Stare gives them the opening kill, and the whole squad now starting to gather. Liquid are in the right place, but will they find the right frags? It's Elige. The M4 now spotted. Slacks feels the brunt of that pre-aim. Good damage, better. Yakinda on the dig, still alive and kicking. From behind now, Elige will strike, and Sprout bleeding out. We need a frag back. Nothing to be celebrated. Only Zypher from the flank, and now Liquid poised for their 14th. On the save, Yossi plucks him from the sky. 1 click of the dig, 14 found.
Wow, that investment of the M4 in the second round pays off in the third. That is miraculous stuff right there. Elige continuing to find impact here. I think I said he had 11 kills in that opening matchup against Mouse. Count an AWP T-side Inferno. No thanks.
No.
How are you going to navigate anywhere on the map without being harassed by utility or like spam through smokes? This is going to be a rough ride.
See what they can make happen. Rather standard. Crossfire established. Elige, NaVi, supported by OC. Maybe they're not expecting an AWP. Perhaps someone oversteps the line. Elige not known to do so, but there it is. Slacks does put his name in the feed, puts Elige in a grave, and OC now responsible. Tucked in on the site, calling for Yakinda's aid as well. He gets through, short to be cleared. Only a Mac 10 up there, and now taken away. Slacks, can you get anything more done? The flashes are good. The frag is better. Zypher 1. It's Slacks again. A lifeline provided for Sprout. Will Nitro voice concerns? He's got everything you could need for a retake, a full belt of utility.
He doesn't have to go for this round, but he could give it a good look in. You highlighted the util here. Now that he's going around short side, it's a bit more difficult to piece this together. And I think he is just going to play the safe game of the save game. Would love to see it in an environment like this when you know it's against these younger individuals, the less experienced individuals, really just trying to push them around the server here, but not wanting to give any opportunities, just wanting to do some damage. And as they exit his direction, he might mop up the final few. There's the AWP removed.
Oh, he can pick it up if the bomb blasts it towards him.
You have to be careful now with the radius of the bomb, right? He knows he has to tuck back a bit. It's backside plan.
Just charging straight in. Cruelty onto Lawrence. Lukinda's finishing this right here, right now. Liquid charged through. Stair was so far forward, lost in the smoke now, and lost in the source. Sprout shut down. Only 21